To kick off, here's Ryan Stonehouse. And here we go from Chicago. Returning it from the 4. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
To play running back in this league, well, you've got to have tremendous vision. We saw it twice. Once to find the lane upfield, and then to get to space and break off some extra yards.
A jolt to start that drive. They're up near the 45-yard line. Williams to throw on first. Catch made over the middle. And he's going to be touched down about 3 yards shy of the marker.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
Ready!
Slot man in motion right.
Ready!
Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
Here we go, shot! Ready!
First down throw by Williams. Has him on the quick hitter. He picks up 15 on the play. And that's a Chicago first down.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
Okay, ready?
And they've got themselves another 1st and 10.
Here we go! Check go!
Williams on the play action. Flushed out of the pocket. Now here he goes. And he's able to take this one down to the 25.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9.
Come on, set! Ready?
Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he finds space for about a 3-yard gain. Brought down on the play by T'Vondre Sweat.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7.
Set up!
Out of the gun, here's Williams. Short pass brought in. And he's brought down inside the 10 at the 9. 14 yards on a nice play there, and it gives them 1st and goal.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Go!
They'll try and punch it in. And he's going to get taken down near the goal line. It's a gain down to the 1. That's a gain of 8, and it brings up 2nd and goal.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
Oh, look at this. Quick touch pass to the receiver. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
Well, you call that play to surprise the defense, try to get to the goal line. But a quick adjustment by the defense, well, it kept him in position to make the stop and ruin that play.
Buckle up. It's 3rd and goal.
Down! 19 Lion!
Williams from the gun. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him.
All right, first sack on the board on the first drive as a defense, and now, well, now we let the chess match begin. The adjustments begin, because we know pressure leads to sacks, and sacks in this league often leads to wins.
And it is good. No problems there on the shorter attempt. And the opening drive of the game ends in 3 points.
Well, I know once that drive stalls out, that's where it really pays to have that reliable kicker on the sideline ready to bail you out. And he knocks that one right through to give him the lead.
And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30.
At their own 30-yard line.
Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10.
Set. 70 Timberwolves. Ready.
Daniels going to throw to get us started. That's brought in by Luke McCaffrey. And he's short of the first after a mild gain.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4.
Let's go.
Here's the lone back on the handoff. Blast through midfield. They pick up 20 yards there. And it sets up 1st down.
No frills, nothing fancy. That was just a good old offensive line dominated in the trenches. And that sprung him to get to the 2nd level and beyond.
Okay, break.
Ball on the 45. 1st and 10.
Set. Ready.
Back to the well again. And they bring him down around the 34. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great blocking to spring them. Guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34.
Set. Check go.
Back-to-back carries here. And they bring him down at the 25-yard line after surrendering some good yardage. Just a little short, but still a 9-yard pickup. That's going to bring up 2nd and 1.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
Ready.
Carry for him. And here's another stop made right at the line. Nice back-to-back reps from this defense.
The chances of stalling this drive defensively seem bleak, but how about now? Look at those odds changing, Kate. Still not great, but you could feel a little momentum on their side. Maybe they can muster it up and get back-to-back stops.
Here we go. Set.
Motioning him from the slot right. And he gets this down inside the red zone before going out. That one ends up a gain of 6. And that'll give him a 1st down.
May not be the way he typically gets the ball, Kate, but once he had it in his hands like a reception, he knew what to do with it. He smelled that 1st down, and he went and got it.
On the set.
They'll come up 1st and 10.
Here we go. Go.
Lone back gets the handoff. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play. Tackled on the play by the rookie out of Ole Miss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now.
Come on. Set.
They give it to him again. And they bring him to a stop, but this run gets him into the red zone down to the 15. That's 7 yards on the run. Still 6 to go on 3rd.
When you don't have great success on first down, Kate, it's a little bit like a hitter in baseball falling behind in the count. And all you want to do as a hitter is get back to a fighting chance. Give yourself a better count. That play, well, it does the same here. Now a much more manageable and opportune third down situation.
Daniels throwing on third. Throw complete to Sinnott. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown! These guys finish off their opening drive. So a touchdown on the board for them, Brock, as they start this game off a perfect 1-for-1 offensively.
Yeah, I'm going to call that scripting for success right there. Than that. And listen, when you script these first plays, you don't always know who the targets are going to be. It's really then relying upon what the defense is trying to take away. They couldn't take away that big old tight end.
That one right down the middle. And his guys want up the opposing field goal. They start with 7 on their opening drive. Stonehouse now to kick this one away. His return starts at the 5. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29.
At their own 29-yard line.
And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10.
Ready?
Out of the pistol, Williams. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. And they limit the damage on the return, but it is still a turnover. Well, we all know, Brock, those slot guys start piling up receptions, and that makes them a priority target for the defense.
Yep.
They kept someone nearby, and they pick off that check down.
Yeah, if a play breaks down in today's football, like back in my day, last century, right, you checked down to the running back. That's not the case anymore. These slot receivers, well, they're as big a security blanket as running backs are, but the defenses, to your point, Kate, they figured it out too. And that defense, well, they didn't just figure it out in their head. They went out and executed with their bodies to take it away.
On first down, they'll run. And he gets a few on the plunge forward.
The tackle by Quay Walker.
We will not get another play in here. That's going to do it for quarter number 1. Neither side separating much so far. Back to Soldier Field in just a moment. And we're back. Road offense out there and set. Let's get the second quarter started. They'll be set up 2nd and 7.
Ready?
Ball back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
23, the ball carrier.
That's the type of call that offensively, man, it just builds so much confidence. I don't even think they were looking to get the first down. Just get to a manageable third down, but instead they move the chains, and that is one disheartening look on that defense.
It's a new set of downs for him at the 32.
Set. Set, go.
On first down, here's Daniels. Dumped off to his running back. And he's brought down after a short gain.
You know, Kate, that really is one of the benefits that comes with experience. You'll feel it, right? Look at the quarterback, never seeing the rush, never looking at the rush. Instead, eyes are downfield, and the big play follows.
Let's go. Ready?
This ball's cut by McCaffrey. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
they come. This is 3rd and 5. Quick pass, right side, complete. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a first down.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
Ready up!
All right, all set up now. 1st and 10.
Set. Ready! Go!
Play fake here, Daniels. This throw is caught. And he has it down to the 8-yard line on the play.
Part of the reason I leave you pregame, Kate, and get down to that field and watch these guys throw and catch is I want to see their timing. I want to see their anticipation. That is picture perfect right there. A crossing route thrown that quickly tells me these two are on the same page.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short.
Set! Hut, hut!
Give up the middle. And he gets to the end zone. Touchdown! These guys make them pay for turning it over. They kept it on the ground as opposed to airing it out, and that time, well, Brock, the ground game paid off.
Well, these great rushing attacks down here that can score rushing touchdowns, it takes the whole party getting involved. Yeah, the burst of the running back was tremendous. How about the launch of his blockers right off the line of scrimmage? That's a touchdown the entire way, and it took the entire group offensively.
Bears 3.
Stonehouse now to kick this one away. Fielded at the 7. His return gets him to the 32-yard line before he's taken down.
At their own 32-yard line.
Ready!
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10.
Ready, ready! 70 Lion! Hut!
From the gun, they're going to hand it off. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They pick up 20 yards there. And that's good for a Bears first down.
I'll tell you what, Kay, one of the things I'm most proud of coming out of broadcast are my O-line buddies that will hit me up during the game and say thank you. Thank you for finally showing some love and giving some light to what those big boys are doing up front. I got to play with some of the best to do it. I got to see it up close and personal. Because of it, I'll never forget it. And they just showed up on that run.
Going to the ground again on 1st. And they're going to bring him down after a good gain to the 40. Call it 7 yards, and now they'll have 2nd down and 3.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
2nd and 3 now.
Here we go, here we go! Ready?
Plowing up the middle. Has a lane inside the 25. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
Those unsung heroes, those big guys up front on the O-line, well, let's give them a little love right here, Kate. They don't always get the attention they deserve on a broadcast, but let me tell you, they played a huge role in that big old run.
Big play got him to the doorstep, Brock. 4 more yards now in goal to go.
Come on, set! Set, go!
First down, and they go right back to him. And his charge towards the line, that's right around 3 yards.
Hey, I get it on 1st and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
Shut up!
Now it's 2nd and goal from the 1.
Ready?
They give it to him up the middle. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
was taken down.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. Second and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. With a negative play, well, now comes a critical third down.
On the jump.
They've held him out twice. Here we go, 3rd and goal.
Ready. Get up.
There's a kill straight up the middle. And he's not going to reach the end zone. They bring him down at the 1. Only 1 yard there. Back-to-back stops and decision time now on 4th and goal.
Let's go now. Go.
Working from the gun, Williams. Oh my, it's intercepted in the end zone. Mike Sandra still makes the play.
Well, that's it right there. That's the resilience and the mental toughness that every coach wants to see from his defense. Not a great spot for him. Backed up close enough that they're going to get shots taken in the end zone. But instead of collapsing under pressure, they rose up and they created the takeaway.
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10.
Go. Hut, hut.
Down to the running back. And he gets a few on the plunge forward.
By number 23, Christian Harris on the tackle. A 3-yard
So we're at the 2-minute warning here from Soldier Field.
at the 23-yard line.
Ready.
2nd down now, 7 to go.
Check. Panther. Set. Hut.
Right up the gut. And he's going to be brought down up at the 28-yard line.
23, the ball carrier.
5 yards on the play. They can just do that again. 3rd and 2 coming up.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you could be a Pro Bowler.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2.
Ready.
Daniels from the pistol. Dumps it off to his running back. And we'll turn our focus now to the flag down as he ends up out of bounds. Well, we knew it, Brock, and now they know it too. That one was on their defense.
Ready. Set.
A fresh set of downs after that penalty. Here's 1st and 10.
Set. Ready. Ready.
Running it after the penalty. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 6.
You know, this is an offense that will emphasize the ground game at different points of each and every contest. And as long as they can reliably get gains like this, it's not going to change anytime soon.
Second and 6 coming up here.
Set. Go.
Quick touch pass to the receiver. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. That's going to be a gain of 6, and they need only inches now here on 3rd down.
That's just a good play to mix up what you're doing and keep that defense guessing. The execution, that's pretty well done too, creating the space for a solid pickup.
And the Bears bring in an extra defensive back for this 3rd down. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
Ball carried by number 23.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
Down, Mexico City.
New set of downs for him from the 46.
Here we go. Set.
Running back, motioning right. Setting up the running back screen. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line.
Complete to
Now we're going to get an offensive timeout. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and it creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
65, Cat, 60. Here we go, go.
Now Daniels off the play action. Bails out of the pocket quick. On the run right, throwing deep down the side.
You know, that's a high degree of difficulty throw. Not a lot get tougher than that one. But now, fortunately, Kate, he aired it closer to the sideline, and it goes harmlessly out of bounds.
Okay, ready?
So after that prior incompletion, we've got third down.
Hut, hut.
Shotgun snap to Daniels. Chased out to his right. He's loaded another one up. It's complete. Oh my, they left him wide open downfield. They rip off a big chunk of field and it sets him up with first and goal.
One thing we don't have in football is we don't have that radar gun. But if we did, Kate, this is the kind of throw. When you throw it that deep outside the numbers, that requires a serious fastball, serious arm strength, and he just showed it off.
Ready, break.
Defense still reeling from that last play. Now they're defending first and goal from the 3.
Come on, set. Hut.
And his effort results in maybe 2 yards, but nothing more. Now just before the break, a timeout taken by the offense, and they can try for some points going into the break. Only time left for one more snap, Brock, so they're going to run out their field goal unit. It doesn't get much easier than this. Groupie sends it through. So that's the halfway point of this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Brock and I will be back right after this. Well, that first half, certainly an interesting one. Kate, Scott, Brock Ewart with you as we get back and see what the second half has in store for us. The Bears kicking team all ready to go, and they kick this one away. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30.
Set it. Ready.
Bone back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
Let's see what they want to do here, partner. It's 2nd and inches.
Ready. Ready.
Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, they were hoping to get outside and meet those guys at the second level. Well, someone from the second level came to beat him on his turf. And that meeting didn't go so well.
Okay, break.
The Bears into the nickel for 3rd down.
Let's go now. Check go.
It's a gain of 4 there, and that gives them the first.
You love a huddle, Kate, you really do. You love a huddle full of guys like this who just know how to keep the drive moving forward. There's some trust there he's going to get the job done, and he's going to get another shot, I would guess, down the line.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42.
Go! Ready?
To the well again. And he has enough room to gain about 4.
Well, I'll steal a line from one of my buddies, but I'm going to quote him. Mark Schlereth, the 2-time Super Bowl winner, says if you want to run the ball, you got to keep running the ball. And that's a perfect example of it. Don't get tired. Don't get mad at gaining 4 yards. It's a run that can set up even more in the run game.
2nd and 6 now. Escapes the pocket. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
You need to buy your receivers enough time to get open along their route, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit them with the throw. When the line doesn't hold up, incompletions follow.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here.
Let's go! Go!
On the gun, it's Daniels. Getting out to... And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down. They'll send out the punting unit. And this somehow is only going to be our first punt of the game. Only needed once last week in the win, and he matches that total here. And something on the return, but not much, as it still ends inside the 20. Call that a 64-yard punt officially. And the Bears are going to take over deep in their own territory. They're out and set, 1st and 10.
Ready? Hut, hut.
Williams set to pass. And the floater falls to the deck.
That just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted, even on some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call.
Set! Hut.
Williams looking to throw. And that one is picked off, but wait a second. Oh, he came down out of bounds, so that's just going to be incomplete. Looking for his wide receiver there. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long.
Chop 60, chop! Ready, ready! Ready, ready?
Now they'll throw out of the gun. Oh, brother, it's another interception. Quan Martin with the pick. And they bring him down after the pick and decent return. Well, no doubt they envisioned that as the start of a second-half push for the lead. But the defense, well, defense had other ideas, Brock, protecting their team's advantage and taking possession back on the first play of the series.
Not the way you needed to start the half if you were thinking comeback.
Got it,
But
ready?
exactly the way to start the half if you're trying to take this lead and step on it.
Here
That's
we
a
go,
defender who sensed the need for a splash play and delivers.
Warrior 70. Ready?
Daniels on 1st down. And a man is there to knock that away. Could not beat the defender there. And it's going to be 2nd down.
And you ask a lot of your defenders on that field. It is not easy to play defense in today's NFL. Not only stay in their assignment's hip pocket, but to make plays on the ball as it arrives. He was challenged with an intermediate throw, and he swatted it away with ease.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down.
Here we go, here we go!
To throw, Daniels. A lot of players around this one, and it is intercepted. And the Bears will take over as he records his first interception of our season. Well, no doubt there was some doom and gloom on the sideline following their interception, right? But a little bit of new life now as their defense picks him up, gets it right back for them.
Hey, I am all for a nice little game of one-upmanship between these two defenses. You picked our guy off, fine. We'll answer right away. See how you follow that up.
Check, go!
Okay, the wide receiver is going to get it defense is all over this one for a big loss.
Hey, look, in the right situation, you catch a team off guard. Well, this could be a tremendous play for some big yards. But in the wrong situation, you get hit in the mouth right behind the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 13. Oh no, they get him yet again. And he adds some yards to the pick before they bring him down. Well, Brock, if you like defense, you are loving what you're seeing right now. Consecutive drives that have ended in interceptions. It's become a real defensive battle.
Well, let's see here, Kate. We got one, we got two. Do I hear a third interception in a row? I'll tell you this right now. These defenders, they are squashing that thought that defenders are offensive guys with bad hands because they're making it happen, taking the ball away.
They're set up at the 35 now. They'll run here on 1st down. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. Tackle made by Jaquan Brisker.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
2nd and 6 coming up here.
Let's go now.
Another carry for him. This is ahead for about 5. Diamador Lenore there on the stop. Even 5 yards to bring up a manageable 3rd and 1.
A humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of their front 7.
He gets the 1st and more inside the 15. And he winds up out of bounds, but things not settled yet. We've got a flag down. Adding some insult to injury there, not only did they jump, but they still gave up a lengthy run, even with the head start, as this one's declined. They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. They'll run following the penalty. Is into the end zone. Touchdown! These guys make them pay for turning it over. York now for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And these guys stretch their lead to 21.
Bears 3.
Stonehouse now to kick this one away. Starting from the 5. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30.
At their own 29-yard line.
Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10.
Let's go.
Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
You're not going to see it in the box score, Kate, at the end of the game, but that was some high-quality zone coverage right there. Great design, tremendous communication. Everybody trusting one another, and it allowed them to just collapse that pocket and finally get home.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down.
Ready, ready.
Trying again following the set. Fits it through the middle. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. An excellent game. 20 yards there, and that's going to move the sticks.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Passes man, it's a Dunze. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. With 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Ooh, would have been a big gainer if they connected, but they could not. Instead, 3rd down coming up.
You hear defensive coaches preach this all the time about not giving up the big play. Keep everything in front of you. They're going to need to stay vigilant because he's definitely a receiver who can take the lid off of a defense.
Here we go, shot.
Handoff on 3rd and short. And in a rarity today, he stopped at the line of scrimmage.
taken down.
They stop him just short and force a 4th and 1.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard running backs say there's just times you got to run in the darkness. And when linebackers fill that hole like that right in the middle of the field, he ran right into the darkness and the pain of that linebacker.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. And the fair catch secure here at the 16. That punt goes unanswered. No return there. And it's going to be their football coming up.
On the jump.
And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10.
Here we go. Here we go.
Here's the lone back on the handoff. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
You know, the elite running backs in this league, they don't just see what's right in front of them. You set up big runs like this because they see what's behind them. That's called extraordinary vision and extra yards.
Ready, ready.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34.
Track, track.
Back-to-back carries here. Breaks the tackle, green grass ahead. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
Okay, this is why coaches across all levels of football harp on the importance of good, fundamental tackling, not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, they're able to do it and keep those plays from going any further.
Man in motion here.
Go.
It's a sweep. He pops the pass forward. And he's tackled for a short gain. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
This is one of those real modest gains, Kate, that I like as a call. Yeah, it's just a little more variety to your playbook. Makes that defense wonder. Those guys on the other side of the ball think a little bit. This dude's not just a receiver. He may get in the run game as well.
No, no. Go street. Hut, hut.
They pitch it out to him here. Down the sideline inside the 40. And he's able to take this one in for the touchdown. Wow, just sensational speed from the back that time, Brock. He found a seam, got through it, and he was gone.
You know, it's one thing, Kate, to have singles hitters, right? And you love those and you appreciate guys that can get on base. But it's the home run hitters that are the difference makers, and what a big-time effort.
York tacks on that extra point. And his guys continue piling onto this lead.
Bears 3.
Stonehouse now to kick this one away. This return starts at the 5. He stopped on the return at the 27.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10.
Shut up. Hut.
Back gets the handoff. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Good rip on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 2.
8 yards on the pickup brings up 2nd and 2 at the 35-yard line.
Ready, ready.
They give it to him again. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs.
The 3rd quarter of play.
Thankfully, only 1 quarter to play now. We've reached the end of 3 in this lopsided affair. It's the Bears with the ball, but they enter the 4th at a massive deficit.
Ready, break.
New set of downs for him at the 38.
Let's go now. Ready.
1st down throw by Williams. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Check go.
Going again on second, Williams. That's knocked away by a defender, incomplete.
You know, it's tough to succeed at linebacker in most defenses if you can't hold your own in coverage. They rely on you to break up throws just like that and take some of the stress off the secondary.
Set. 60 Maverick. 60 Maverick. Ready.
Third down, here's Williams. Taken in by Dobbs. And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line. It's a gain of 17 on that one. And that's a Chicago first down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
18 Pioneer. Let's go. Ten.
First down, Williams. This finds Dobbs. And he's going to be taken down a yard shy of the 25. A 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. That was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
The drive picks up here, first and 10.
Ready. Go.
Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's able to take this down to the red zone. He stopped at the 17. Give him 9 yards. He almost moved the chains there. It's going to be 2nd and 1.
That's what I call a rhythm starter right there. The offenses love execution and plays like that on first down, Kate, because now that playbook is wide open. All options on the table for 2nd down.
Hut, hut.
Running for the marker on 2nd. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs.
Hey, Kate, you want to see a picture in the football dictionary of staying on schedule? That was it.
On the set.
They are now set for first and 10.
Ready, ready. Hut.
Williams from the gun. Has him on the quick hitter. And not much doing. He stopped quickly.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
2nd down now, 7 to go.
Here we go. Set. Ready, ready.
They'll run here from the gun. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
This offense will take that from their ground game every time. But I know, because I've been around this league a long time, runs like that, they're really hard to come by. It takes everybody. And maybe a little breakdown there on defense, too, to take advantage of.
Ready.
Off the play fake, Williams. And he takes this in. Touchdown, Chicago! The Bears making the scoreboard look a touch better. Well, Brock, this one has not been good to them so far, but they are still fighting and able to get in there for 6.
Just a drive that was all about scratching and clawing. As much as anything, Kate, it was just a pride drive to go and get your job done.
That one splits the uprights. And the Bears cut the lead by a quarter, down now to 21. The Bears kicking team all ready to go, and they kick this one away. Here's a return from the 7. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line.
They'll take over. First down and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10.
Come on. Set. Check go.
Now Daniels to throw. Got a screen to the running back. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
I know coordinator quarterback going to be upset with that first down because you call a screen on first, you're thinking stay ahead of schedule. Even a minimal gain to stay on pace, but instead, the defense creates a negative play and sets them back behind the sticks.
Set up.
Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
This offense may want to try and disguise their run a little bit. I don't know if it's the O-lineman's stance. I don't know if it's a cadence. I don't know what it is, but after 2 straight plays going backwards, this defense is all over them.
And the Bears bring in an extra defensive back for this 3rd down.
70 Rangers, 70 Rangers.
Out of the gun, Daniels. Toward the sideline, and he's got it.
Daniels pass.
And he'll be brought down a step or 2 shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48.
29 yards.
Well, most drives should end right there, but they beat the defense and convert on 3rd and 17.
On the ready.
1st and 10, ball set up at the 48.
Let's go now. Ready.
From the gun, here's a handoff. And they'll surrender just a lone yard. That brings up 2nd down.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get 1st downs against the better defenses in this league.
Ready up.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9.
Go.
A give now from the gun. And he hit a seam and got it to the opposing 44. 7 yards on the run. That sets up an easily attainable 3rd and 1.
You make that call to just give yourself a fighting chance on 3rd down, Kate. Take at least a little bite out of the big meal between them and the 1st down marker. And that should make this upcoming call a little less daunting.
Set. Go.
The game on 3rd and short. And he'll get them enough for a 1st down.
Again, the ball carrier.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that 1st down right there.
1st down.
Ready.
1st and 10 from the 41.
Let's go. Hut, hut.
Back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And all he can get is 1 yard. Ran that right into the defensive front.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
On the double.
All right, 1 more snap before the 2-minute warning.
Set. Ready. Hut.
They'll run now on 2nd down. And they take him down right along the 30. It's the 2-minute warning from Chicago. These guys close to extending their unbeaten streak to 6-0.
Ready, ready.
1st and 10 now from the 30.
Set. Ready, ready.
Plowing up the middle. And that carry only nets 1 on the plunge up the gut.
The one thing I can say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9.
Ready, ready. Ready.
Right up the gut. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down.
He was brought down.
Only a couple yards there, and now it's 3rd and 7.
And it's 3rd down.
Ready, set. Here we go, set.
Throwing now, Daniels. That's caught for the 1st. And he's brought down inside the 10 at the 9. That's a pickup of 17 yards, partner, and it makes it 1st and goal.
It was such a privilege for me to watch Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne in person in Indianapolis do their work. Daryl Jackson out in Seattle. They showed how great a deep out is as a chain-moving play. It's all about getting that leverage at the top of the route and then exploiting the leverage as that ball arrives on time downfield.
Try and punch it in. Has them the touchdown. These guys keep adding to that 4th quarter lead. So an exclamation point there. That caps off what, and I think you'd agree, Brock, has been a dominating performance.
Yeah, I would. Really in all phases, too. You know, I thought coming in that this would be a much closer game than how it's turned out to be. And you got to give credit where it's due. This offense has been outstanding throughout.
That one right down the middle. And these guys grow their lead yet again. Stonehouse now to kick this one away. Kickoff taken at the 3. And this return gets to the 30 before he stopped.
Over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
They're out and set, 1st and 10.
Come on, set. Ready.
Working from the gun, Williams. And this throw's knocked away, incomplete.
I don't fault the look downfield at all. I mean, that was just a situation there where it's a better defensive play than the offense executing.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down.
79 Broncos. Set up.
Out of the gun, here's Williams. Couldn't connect across the middle. It's an incomplete pass.
You really want those throws to be like clockwork for your offense. Every team needs to hit passes in that short to intermediate range to effectively move the ball.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down.
Set up. Go.
Now Williams. Able to get it to Moore. Decent gain here, but short of the 1st.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep it short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Hut, hut.
Here he goes. Got to have this on 4th down. Forced out to his right. He connects downfield on 4. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. So something to be proud of, Brock, as they come away with a win. And as we play in October, they have kept their purpose.